welcome everyone in the first lecture on differentiation under integral sign. In previous lecture we have seen the method of solving a definite integral with the help of beta and the gamma function where the usual method fails. When we get the problems like where the beta and gamma function fails to give you the answer, you can take an advantage of differentiation under integral sign. DUIS. This is the short form of differentiation under integral sign. There are some definite integrals which cannot be effected by method studied so far. Means say beta function, gamma function, or use of a definite integrals. Any of these three are fails to give you the answer. However, if the function under integral sign, suppose your integration like this, integration from a to b, some function is there, f of x. If this f of x satisfies certain conditions, then we can differentiate the given function, means this f of x can be further differentiated under the integral sign and form the resulting function. We can obtain the required integral. This is known as differentiation under integral sign. Okay, so what I do is I'll first discuss the rule as stated. So if f of x is a function, but I just represent this f of x as, say, f of x comma alpha is a continuous function of x and alpha be the parameter, and if partial derivative of f with respect to alpha, that is deva f by deva alpha, is a continuous function of x and alpha together. Basically, your f of x is a function of x, of course, but there is a parameter alpha based on which the value of the integral is depends. Okay, so deva f by deva alpha is a continuous function of x and alpha together throughout the interval, closed interval a comma b, where a and b are constants and independent of the alpha. A and b are independent of the alpha. Then I of alpha, where I of alpha is integration from a to b f of x comma alpha dx. Then di by d alpha, that is derivative of I with respect to alpha, is equal to integration from a to b deva f by deva alpha into dx. See, now here under the integral sign we are differentiating. That's why this is a differentiation under the integral sign. Okay, so this way we can differentiate on both sides, and once I get the result, further it reintegrated, means we apply the antiderivative method again, and we can reach up to the result of this integral. Okay, let's come with the example. Okay, now we are going to discuss mainly problems here. We are not going to discuss this rule and any analytical part related to the DUIS. We are directly focusing on the examples. In examination, there are three types of question expected: either one parameter problem, two parameter problem, or miscellaneous kind of examples. So there are three types of examples. In today's lecture, we would like to see one parameter problem. See, this is a problem based on the one parameter. How to identify the parameter? See, I have to show that this integral is give the value pi into root a. If I change the value of a, ultimately the value of this integral is going to be changed. Are you clear with this? For example, you take a as 4, you will get, if a is 4, then you will get 2 pi as an answer. If you take square root of say 9, then you will get 3 pi. So this way your answer is going to be going to change depending on the value of a. But there is a condition: a must be greater than 0. A cannot be less than 0. That's a very important condition here. Okay, fine. So I hope all of you understand that a is the only one parameter involved in this problem. So this is a problem based on the single parameter. So what I do is, first I'll define I of a, that is left hand side of the this given statement, integration from 0 to infinity log of 1 plus ax square upon x square dx. Okay, now by the rule of DUIs, that is differentiation under integral sign, I am differentiating both sides with respect to alpha. With respect to a, not alpha, because a is a parameter here. So what I am getting, I is a function depends on a, so I am getting di by dA, that is ordinary derivative, is equal to integration from 0 to infinity. But now you can see inside of the integral sign, this is a function depending on a and x. So hence I am taking a partial derivative of this integrand with respect to a, that is dabba by dabba a of log of a plus 1 plus ax square upon x square dx. Okay, now this is integration from 0 to infinity. 1 upon x square here treated as a constant, as I am taking a partial derivative with respect to a. Now what is the derivative of log? The derivative of log is 1 upon 1 plus ax square into partial derivative of 1 plus ax square dx. Okay, so this is integration from 0 to infinity, 1 upon x square as it is, 1 upon 1 plus ax square as it is. Now derivative of 1 is 0. Now here a into x square, keep x square as it is, derivative of a is 1. Okay, dx. So this x square and this x square get cancelled. So what I am getting, di by dA is equal to integration from 0 to infinity 1 upon 1 plus ax square dx. I hope everyone is now understood with this. Okay, now I will make one more adjustment. I am taking a common from here, which gives me, this is 1 upon a integration from 0 to infinity 1 upon, as I am taking a common from this 1, at the place of 1 it becomes 1 upon a plus x square, and that common a I am shifting to the outside of the integral sign. Okay, so which is nothing but 1 upon a integration from 0 to infinity 1 upon root a square. See, a means what? Root a square. So we're taking this advantage of this. I am writing in this way. Now this is nothing but, now this term is my a square plus x square. So 1 upon a square plus x square, its integration is tan inverse of x upon a. 1 upon a tan inverse of x upon a. But in place of a, what is the term you have? 1 upon root a. Okay. So hence what I am getting, this is equals di by dA is equal to integration from 0 to infinity. The answer is the answer is 1 upon, just I will rewrite the term again, 1 upon root a square plus x square dx. Okay, fine. So the answer becomes 1 upon a into 1 upon root a into tan inverse of x upon 1 upon root a. Okay, now limit is from 0 to infinity. So this becomes 1 upon a into root a. Now upper limit is infinity. If I substitute, okay, we need to simplify this again. So tan inverse of root a into x, limits from 0 to infinity. Are you clear with this? Yeah, sure. Now this 1 upon a into 1 upon root a becomes 1 upon root a into bracket tan inverse of root a into x. So upper limit is infinity. So for infinity we get tan inverse infinity, that is pi by 2. When I substitute 0 here, tan inverse of 0 is 0. So what is my answer here? Pi upon 2 root a. But this is the answer of di by dA. It's not an answer of a. It's not an answer of I. I am interested to derive the value of I here. So this is a derivative of I. So we need to integrate it with respect to a to get a I. Because what I have done, I have taken a differentiation here. Now to go back, I have to follow the antiderivative method, that is integration. So integrating with respect to a on both sides, what I am getting, I of a now is equal to integration of pi upon 2 root a integration with respect to a plus integrating constant. Okay, pi as it is. What is the integration of 1 upon 2 root a? In general, what is the derivative of root x? 1 upon 2 root x. What is the integration of 1 upon 2 root x? Is root x. Now x is replaced by a. What do you get? 1 upon 2 root a. What is its integration? Root a plus c. Okay. Now I have to derive the value of I, but there is a constant involved here which is not known to us. That means I have to find the value of c. Now what is the way of getting C here? For this, what is to be done? You have to make a substitution for A. So A can be any real number which is to be greater than 0. Okay, because the condition given here is A is greater than 0. But still, to derive the value of C, what we can do is we can substitute A as 0. Now what will happen? When I substitute A equals to 0, because the lower limit is 0, for this integral, I of 0 is equal to integration from 0 to infinity log of 1 plus 0 into x square upon x square dx. Now this becomes log 1. Log 1 is 0. So I of 0 is 0. So when I substitute A is equal to 0 in 1, what I am getting? I of 0 is equal to pi into root of 0 plus c. So this is 0. This is also 0 plus c. So this implies the value of c as 0. Hence I of A is equal to pi into root A. But what is I of A? I of A is integration from 0 to infinity log of 1 plus ax square upon x square dx is equal to pi into root A, which is your requirement. Okay. Now further we have to find the value of this. Now you can compare here. Here A is given, here A is 1. So what you do is, I call this as number 2. Put A is equal to 1 here, which gives me integration from 0 to infinity log of 1 plus x square upon x square is equal to pi into square root of 1, that is pi. So what is the value of this? Is pi. Now this question was asked many times in the examination. So now there are major 3 steps. One is this, define I of A or I of alpha, whatever the parameter is. Second is apply the DUIs. Third step is solve the integration of which is present on the right hand side of this di by dA. Next is now come in a reverse direction, that is the integration part. Okay, then find the value of C by making some substitution here, that is finding the integrating constant. You get your result. So you have to remember these 5 steps. I suggest you can solve many other examples whichever available for you. One more homework question I would like to give. Integration from 0 to infinity e raised to minus x upon x into bracket a minus 1 upon x plus 1 upon x into e raised to minus ax dx. Now you can see here a is a parameter. Okay, so I suggest you to solve this question and try to get your answer. Thank you.